Hey you guys, I'm gonna take you through this hair and makeup look. It's a long road ahead, so buckle up. We're gonna do it similar to my pin curl tutorial that I posted to Shorts this week, but with a little bit of difference because I'm starting with dry hair. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to do a Claudia Schiffer sort of inspired 90s glam. I found this image of this model here that I really love, so we're gonna kind of recreate her look. Little bit of a smoky eye, taupey, cool tones. 90s. I've been in a 90s vibe, but the difference today is we're gonna do hair too. So I'm going for this side swept, big bouncy blowout. So I'm gonna show you how we're gonna achieve that. We're gonna do kind of like two different methods in my hair. And we're gonna start with the hair because the hair needs so much time to set. Ideally, I'll leave this in until I leave the house later. So I'm gonna separate the bottom, and on this layer of the hair, I'm actually gonna use rollers because rollers don't hold as well as pin curls do for me, and I want more length down here. So if I put it in a roller, it's gonna give me more length than a pin curl would. But I need the pin curls for the top because otherwise it's not gonna stay. I already have heat protectant cream in the hair, and I put so much of that every time I do a blowout that I really don't need more right now. So we're gonna go in with this Shark tool. This is sort of a Dyson dupe. It's still expensive, but it's less expensive than the Dyson, and I've been going strong on this. This is like kind of my favorite hair tool. So let's go in with the first curl and we'll roll these bottom pieces. Now, if I wanted this to stay, if you have hair that really doesn't hold, then just pin it from here. But my pin curls hold a lot. So I'm just gonna do these for the bottom so that the bottom stays long. I really want long hair. I've been trying to grow my hair. I just realized I'm actually getting too many trims. I didn't know that that was a thing, but yeah, I've been getting too many trims. Now, these sharp curls hold the best on hair that's slightly wet. Like, that's why when you do this, usually you need to start doing the shark when it's like 80–90% dry, and then you finish it because then the hair dries into a curl and it holds the shape better. So this is gonna be a looser curl than my like short tutorial. I don't know if you saw that. That was a crazy strong curl because I was starting with wet hair. Hard to get that close. I'm gonna roll these two pieces together, so I'm just gonna quickly do this one. I'll do a pin here, and a pin back here. And then I'll do the next side. I'll come right back because it's the same exact thing. I'm back. How do these rollers get so tall? That's also why I kind of like pin curls because they're smaller and I have a lot of curls to pin. It's a pretty big section, but oh well. I like to take down half at a time so it doesn't get too crazy. I think pinning the curls too, it's easier than rolling because pinning, you never pull the curl out at all. And we'll do back to front. You could do the cool shot, but am I just lazy? I don't know, I never care to do the cool shot because it's gonna cool down anyway, and all that matters is it cools down in this shape. So you grab your pin and then you secure the lower part of this curl to the head. And it's very Shirley Temple. When we were little, we always would try to get Shirley Temple curls. We would watch Shirley Temple and my mom would put little curlers in our hair. It's so cute. This piece may be a little large. Yeah, and we'll pin this out of the way. And then this will probably be two sections, two little pins, because then it'll stay better. hot. Can't wait to get my roots done. I'm right at 6 weeks, but I'm getting them done on Tuesday at 7 weeks. This doesn't feel super secure, but I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. I'm gonna do the next couple of sections because it's gonna be the same exact thing, and then once we get to the top, I'll come back. When I do the back, I take more of like a flat, a horizontal section instead of like a stacking one. And I use the right side of the curler. I don't know if you can see the R there, probably not. And then I blow it like this. So that we get this volume and like no separating at the crown of the head. So if you do it to the right and to the left, it's kind of weird. It sort of separates at the crown of the head, and we don't want that. We want it like flowing big and going back. So just take a really big section, honestly, and make sure you have that pinned down well. And now we'll go back to doing these sides. Like I said, so like almost all of this will be going left. So let's go ahead and finish off the right side first. A section about this big for this part line. And again, when you pull that off, do not let the curl out of this shape. Do not let it go anywhere. Oh my God, I'm running out of space, so I'm gonna have to blow this bit this way, and then this will be the last piece on this side, yay! And I am in my last pin, but I have one of those. I have 4 of these flat ones. One last section, roll it, and then we're gonna start on GLAM, and I'm gonna leave this as long as physically possible. So I'm gonna like, maybe I'll eat lunch and then do GLAM. I'm so excited to be done with this blowout. My worst fear is like doing all of this and then feeling like a big chunk of hair out in the back. It's never happened. The fear is not based in reality, but it could happen. Okay. Whew. Let me give you a little tour of how my head looks. So this is this side, this is the better side. This side, I couldn't see. And then the back, God knows what it looks like, but here's the back. So, now we're gonna do our GLAM. I do want to look like an angel, so let's get into the GLAM. I'm just gonna pop some Kiehls Creamy Avocado eye cream under my eye, and then I'm gonna put an eye mask on top of it. My eye masks were like upside down in the drawer and open. The serum sort of all dried up. So that's why we're using the cream underneath. Usually these are very wet, but they're not right now. My co-star just sent me a notification. Your entire life has prepared you for this moment right now. This moment right now, it's very important, everyone. This GLAM, my entire life has been preparing me for this. Naturally, we're going to start with eyes. It's fun to be close to each other. I'm going to do the Hourglass concealer as my eyeshadow base because I want to knock out all the color in my skin. This is a good one for that. This is full cov. I think the concealers that I heavily depend upon are almost dependent on my base. So I've been using the sheer Dolce & Gabbana, obsessed, but then I want a little heavier under eye. So it's match made in heaven. I'm gonna work out of a couple palettes. This Gloomy Gardens from Dieverune is an interesting one. And they have this great gray color, which I'm gonna tap into. But I'm actually gonna start with the Naked palette because I like these taupey tones. I don't want brown, I don't want total gray because gray turns blue. So I'm hoping that the cocktail of the two will help neutralize the gray vibes. So we're just gonna put this into the crease to start, and we will add our gray after we get going with this. So back and forth. I like this color because it's impactful without being dark. It contours without being dark. And this is the shade Naked. It's funny because it doesn't look dark, but when it goes on, there's definitely some color to it, you know? And I want a really contoured eye, but I don't want it to go so crazy. So we're gonna lighten this a lot with a product that I'm excited about that I'll show you in a second. We're also just gonna blend this above and below just so that we can diffuse those edges quickly. If you ever want to diffuse something fast and you're not completely committed to the color that's there, because it did change the color a little, just use a lighter shade above and below it and it'll blend quick for you. A little bit of this one, and let's actually take it on a really little brush and put that at the lowest part of the crease of the eye. Would it be crazy to not blend it and put gray and then blend? Let's do it with the same brush. These Dieverune palettes are insane. I got the Valentine's Day collection. I don't know how I wanna film it yet, but it's insane. It's freaking insane. The glitters are unbelievable. Okay, I'm gonna also take my blending brush with a little of this, and we're just gonna start to blend. And I'm being less careful because I know what I'm gonna go in with next, which is a white. And I can't wait to show you. I just got it in the mail this week, and I'd rather this dark color go too low than too high, because when you get too much dark going up, it closes the eye out. And on me, it's not beautiful. On some people it is, but on me it's not. Look at this. This is cool. So we're gonna use this to set the lid and to blend the brow bone, because like a 90s sort of white, it's so on brand. And also this is a face powder, but I like it because it's sort of sheer but buildable, so you can get like a chalky white out of it, or you can just like brighten the face. Now it's crazy though. Don't get me wrong, it's absolutely crazy when you put it like under the eye, but maybe I'll show you, maybe we'll use a little, like a drop of it. Truly a drop, because I'm telling you, it's crazy. And we're just gonna bring this in here to brighten that inner corner, because I never, ever, ever want a dark inner corner. It closes my eye out and makes me look evil. Under the brow bone. Yes, this is fun. This is truly fun. Okay, why am I putting so much though? Now let's go ahead and give it a blend. Just a blend in between each sort of demarcation line. Blend, blend, blend. This, there's something called, this is stage white. There's something called, I believe, super white. And it's what all the drag queens used, probably up until now, because now I bet they're gonna be using this. And it's because those highs and lows in drag makeup are so extreme. I can't even do drag makeup. I've been like hired to do drag makeup before. I'm the worst. I'm like, yeah, I'll take the whatever budget it is. Are you gonna love it? I don't know, but I'll be there. And by the way, I don't do stuff like that anymore, but when I was just doing makeup and I was like earlier in my career, yeah, you better believe I would take any job. Let's go in with the classic Inglot black liner. And this brush is a little large, to be honest, but I just want to pull this along the lash line. This really is one of the best eyeliners in my opinion, if you like a gel. If you don't like a gel, it's not gonna be the best to you. But if you like a gel and to work with brushes, it's just the best liner because you can get such a depth out of it. It blends for a decent amount of time, and then once it's locked in, it's pretty locked in, unless you're crazy oily and don't use a primer or something. But like, this was always and is always my client liner. I'm just gonna put a little black shadow over it. It can just be intensified so well too. I love this liner. And then I'm gonna take what's left over from this brush and just pop a little through here. And I'm gonna take you through my whole mascara routine as well. I curled my lashes yesterday for the first time, and for the first time it stayed, so I'm gonna do that again, but I'm only gonna curl a little because individuals are tough to apply as it is. And my favorite mascara combo right now is Luna Magic Primer and Cali Ray. These together. All my mascaras started smudging except for this one, so that's kind of why I'm so obsessed. I've not actually tried it in weeks without the primer. The thing about my mascara routine is that the primer is very important. It's a very important part of this routine. So if you try this one without the primer, I genuinely don't know how it's gonna go. Because I tried it straight from the tube when it came in without a primer, but it was too wet. You know when you open a new mascara? I open a mascara and then I like let it sit for 2 weeks because it's too wet when it's new. Anybody else have that problem? It doesn't work when it's brand new. It's the worst. And then after a couple weeks, I try it again and I can tell if I like it or not. I've also been using Zoe Obagi Lash Growth Serum. It burns me, but it does work. It has prostaglandins in it, which are not good. But what the hell? I always do bottom mascara, but I'm gonna do it later. Dry, and then we're gonna pop on the individuals. I've used these before, and then I just put them back. So I'm gonna kind of work this way. I don't want them too crazy long, so I like to start here or here, and then just apply them in a straight line in. I always put a big glob of Duo on the back of my hand, and then just dip and apply. And you can have a slight gap in between these ones, and it looks kind of cool. You can't always do that, but with these ones you can. I think I'm also just a little cheap with it because individuals, you get less wears out of like these tiny little individuals because they can be hard to put back in the pan. So if you're not careful, it's like a one-time use thing, so I use them sparingly. Because I bought these myself, and I only have one pack, and who knows, I may need them for something important. Probably not. I don't go anywhere, but you never know. Also, in this picture here, she had like this chunky lash. I want the chunky lash. So if you think this is a little chunk, you're right. We're gonna do a little brow. And I'm actually gonna mix this blonde with my super white. I love Patrick Starr for this. I'm a fan of his like life. I'm a fan of, it's not just his content, I'm like a fan of him. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this in here. I saw him at Neon Carnival and I just looked away because I'm stupid. And that was like 2 years ago, but I saw him and I was like, there's Patrick Star. There she is. But I just, you know, I will never like approach anyone ever, especially not like an influencer. It's one thing if it's like Miley Cyrus, but I would just not do it. If we were introduced, I would be like, it's very nice to meet you, but never would I ever. I don't go around bothering people, okay? And also like some of my friends are like big, you know, it's just like, these are just people. You watch them on screen, so they're not just people to you, but to the people who know them, they're just people. Why is this brow sticking and this one isn't? I do have 2 different brows and they behave differently. They're different. The 2 of them are different. Sometimes another thing that I do that works is the Oribe Blonde Root Spray. Sometimes I'll spray the brows with that. That works, but I ration that stuff because it's so expensive. And you need a lot of it. It's actually right here. Should I? You know what, maybe just to show you. Did I get it? Yeah. Yeah, a little is nice of this if you want a bleached brow, which seemingly no one does. Roasted all the time. Favorite base ever. Of course, we're using this. First, we'll clean the under eye, and you see how that glow was locked in from the eye gel? That's what we want. So yesterday I did try the Lawless foundation. I do think it's a good foundation, but still at the end of the day, I'm just like not a foundation girl. So even a good foundation, it's not really gonna do that much for me. I love the one size foundation too. But again, I'll always choose a skin tint over a foundation because of the way that it lasts on my skin. I need less texture. I learned this like when I was really struggling with acne and I never strayed ever. Because the less texture you apply to the skin, and you can go full coverage with your concealers, but with your foundations, if you want to minimize skin texture, you must do a skin tint. You must. It's the rule. I've been so orange lately. I've been doing different spray tans. I got in a booth last week because I got injured in my accident and I couldn't use my ClassPass. I am an avid ClassPass user and I book a lot of credits because I go to these like expensive reformers classes and it's cheaper by ClassPass. But I couldn't go, still can't go to those classes that I want to do, the reformer-based ones, because it's too much pressure on that side of my body. Everything is hurting. So I went ahead and I started booking like random stuff, saunas, spray tans, because only so many ClassPass credits roll over, and I mistakenly bought like a double ClassPass. Like I bought 2 memberships in 1 month and they would not refund me. I'm still using them because I love ClassPass, but like they're jerks for that. They wouldn't refund me and just like take the credits back. So then I had to like start using them because I couldn't go to any classes. So I got the craziest spray tan on the date of my interview. Remember my interview? Which was really just a date. So funny, everybody was congratulating me and saying they hope I get the job. And the first time around, like it was like a genuine like hoping that I get a job. Like the joke went over, and then so I made another video because I felt bad. But thank you guys for always supporting me. It's so sweet. I love the YouTube community because everyone is kind here. Everyone's nice. People are nice on TikTok too, but there's less engagement for me in general. And YouTube is just different. Like YouTube was just always a really supportive place in my experience for me. Whereas TikTok, like it kind of would come and go. And Instagram is a little cold. So my content altogether is different on the gram. Also, I'm trying not to slice this. I'm trying to keep my concealer nice and low so that we can get this cool shape, and then we'll blend it a little bit more later. Sometimes I do my concealer too high and I ruin the work that I did with the eyeshadow. So it's important to just kind of like outer corner, like leave all that alone. Blending, and I just love this combo. I love the full coverage brightening concealer with the thin skin tint. I love it. And let me tell you, it lasts. The only thing is that this concealer, it doesn't set as well as some others. It will always crease on me. It depends on eye shape. You see this circle here, like this is a natural shape, like my eyeball is here. Some people I've noticed in clients and online, depending, like different ethnicities as well, some people it's flat here and they can go in with like a pressed powder even and they'll have a smooth under eye. I could never use a pressed powder and expect great results under here because of that natural crease. And I also can't just use any powder or any concealer combo. So this is a great concealer. I can't really cook it and expect to look perfect in several hours. I don't know, like I saw this makeup artist I love this week online and he was setting his under eye with a powder that looks so cakey on me. So cakey, but when I really looked, he has a flat under eye, like from here to here is flat. I don't know, it's like high cheekbone thing, like all of this is like very full on him. And so it makes sense. When you have like a rounder eye, you see this? It's a natural crease, so you can't set it the same way. You have to be a little more careful. There's benefits and advantages to every different eye shape, cheekbone shape, just in terms of makeup. So like, I would love it if it were a little flatter, but it's just not the case. Milk Toasted Contour always. Remember when I was so into the Tower 28 bronzer? I still do like that bronzer on other people. I stock it in my kit, but on me, I'm too, I think I'm too blonde to use bronzer anymore because it was always like sort of marrying my skin color with my hair color because my hair color was almost more of like a honey blonde. Doesn't work anymore. I got this more nude blush out because I thought this would be fun to like do a nude blush and then a pink powder pop on top so that we can get that kind of like 90s vibe. And I know, people didn't contour in the 90s, but actually Kevin Aquan did. He would just use like random things. Like I did a tutorial of his yesterday and he was using, like he was contouring with rose toned blush. Rose toned blush. I tried it and it actually looks pretty good. But the lash, like the tutorial I was following out of his book, like word for word, he didn't use any lashes on the model, and then so I didn't use any lashes on myself. And I will tell you, I looked better. I've looked better in the past because there's no lashes on the look. But he was contouring, so was Scott Barnes. Contouring didn't just appear, like Makeup by Mario didn't invent it. Like he popularized it with Kim, but he didn't invent it. The OGs, like they've been doing that. They've been doing that since long before we were paying attention. This is an old palette, okay? So they make a new Hourglass palette every season. And so people have been like, what palette is that? This was called Sculpture Unlocked, I believe. No. Ambient Lighting Edit Sculpture. They don't have this one now, but they make almost the equivalent every single year. There's usually like a lighter one and then a deeper one. They make like 2 or 3 edits. So there's one out now, but it's not the same as this one, but it's very close. So I would recommend them because they last forever. I feel like this is 6 years old. I mean, look, it used to be in my pro kit and then it became looking like this. And I was like, that's mine now. I've been waiting to own one of these and could never justify it for a personal expense because they're expensive. But I gifted it to myself once it's needed to be retired because imagine you're paying for makeup and I'm taking out this. But I love it and at least I'm using it. It's funny because the blushes are really still standing. So we'll just use a little bit of that right on top. Have I lost touch that this is a 90s look? No, I don't think so. It still looks pretty 90s, right? It's giving very Victoria's Secret with the pink rope. But that's on brand too, isn't it? And I'm just hitting the tops of the cheeks with this. A minute ago, I popped on this Gen C Comfort Lip Mask. I love the tone of this, but we're gonna do like proper lipstick, of course. Let's just do a little mascara first. I'm just gonna set this right in here. I'm gonna try to avoid that under eye because it gets so creasy. And this is my cocktail of all those powders that I put in my Givenchy. So like, it's like one size, a lot of one size powders, I think. Maybe a little Bobbi Brown and Ben Nye. Now there's a weird division here. I'll just powder it. Let's do our lipstick. I have like some old lip liner on. It's ColourPop Ashton or something. But I'm just gonna go straight over it with MAC Stone. I'm so glad I brought this back. This is my favorite nude for deep skin tone girls because it's cool. And I love a cool toned lipstick or lip liner on all different, like every girl, no matter your skin tone, you should have a cool tone nude. A cool tone nude? So exciting and beautiful. I love it. So beautiful. It's my favorite. If I can sucker somebody into wearing a super nude lip, I will with this one. Like a model and stuff, I always try to put it on the models because it's so fun to do makeup on models because their faces are perfect. So let's go ahead and just do a little more of this. Oh, and the lipstick in the center there is Flesh Pot. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of the nude rinse, just a little in the very center. Now this is like the original Flesh Pot. Like this is like closer to what it was, right? I love it. The hair has now been in for a long time. A long time. Let me zoom you out so that we can see it properly, and then we'll make some final adjustments to the glam because once the hair comes down, kind of makes it, shows you the full look a little bit better. One of the reasons that I like oh, that's cute. I like the pins better than the Velcro rollers too, is I feel like it's a little healthier for the hair. Just because I can hear, like the noise, I understand it's Velcro, but the noise coming out of these Velcro rollers is kind of insane, no? Is it just me? Or is that noise crazy? I'm gonna speed through this because I'm talking too much and this is taking ages to get all these pins out. But I'm telling you, it's gonna be worth it. Okay, camera needs a new battery. I'm gonna put it in and be right back. I'm back, and I feel like the makeup needs something. I feel like we might need some eyeliner in the waterline. Let's try it on one side and see. Oh yeah, we needed something. We need some final touches, and I'm gonna let the hair fall before we mess with it. I think also I need a Valentino blush on a big brush so that it sort of dusts across, yeah. That way you don't have to worry about splotchiness when you already have a lot of makeup on if you use a bigger brush. And this blush doesn't need to be targeted because it's like a skin tony sort of blush. Across the nose is nice too. And then I'm thinking Clarins Black Gloss because it gives that cool tone too. We lighten it and then the gloss darkens it, so that looks good to me. I want a little glow, so I think just this Bobbi highlight, just a little. Now, I'm gonna put a little shirt on and we'll come back and take a look at the final look, but I'm starting to be pretty pleased with this. And this is our look. Sometimes I also like to pin it. Oh, would that be kind of cute? Ah, that's cute. Okay, yeah. Here's the final look too if you just want to leave the hair down. And now the blowout's falling even more. I'm obsessed. And you can flip it around side to side. The part isn't so serious for me anyway. And wear it back, wear it forward. I love the pin curls. The pin curls have been so life-changing for me because I just know I'm getting more hold out of it. Ideally, I would have left this one in like for hours and hours and hours, but I love this look.